The East Africa Community is a regional bloc of 150 million people. Recently, the presidents of Kenya, Uganda and Rwanda agreed to issue a single tourist visa, which is expected to reduce the cost of travel and boost tourism across the region.
Kenya, Uganda and Rwanda decided to move forward in terms of implementing the single tourist visa so that together we can market those three countries as one destination. We think this will open up the region and make it again more competitive because the three countries have different products in terms of tourism.
My own view is it'll take some time to build up, but this now enables a client who perhaps wants to do gorillas in Rwanda, wants to go and see Murchison Falls, and wants to see the migration in the Mara. Now is able to do it without having to apply for 3 different visas. That has always been a serious challenge in the past.
However, Tanzania, which is a key tourist destination in the East Africa region, is not participating in the single visa system. In 2013, the tourism sector brought Tanzania a record $1.82 billion.
Well, Tanzania is doing extremely well. Tanzania, the safari circuit is very buoyant. Rwanda is doing satisfactorily because it is where we are. It is very much the corporate market. Uganda is performing extremely well. And I think Kenya has been perhaps the hardest hit during this year.
Though the move is seen as a step towards the right direction, making the region more competitive, stakeholders in the tourism sector feel that air travel within the East Africa region is still restricted, making it expensive to travel due to a lack of direct flights to some of the popular destinations.
I think there are other very crucial aspects that need to be addressed. Aspects like East African community getting together and allowing us to fly from maybe Masai Mara to Serengeti directly, or from Masai Mara to Bwindi National Park directly instead of going through the international airports, because it makes the whole process very, very difficult and tedious.
The tourism sector, particularly in Kenya, has suffered a heavy blow due to serious security incidents that struck the country in 2013. The recovery process has been slow.
The impact for Mombasa and the coast has been enormous. Mombasa hotels have been seriously impacted because a number of charters have been withdrawn, and Mombasa unfortunately is a charter reliant destination. So the impact for Mombasa has been enormous. On the safari circuit, for the first half of the year, we have seen a downturn, and the reasons for that, I put it down to the fact that when Westgate occurred, that is when people were deciding their holiday destination.
Last year, again, is a period also when we are facing a number of challenges, some related to insecurity, and also the Eurozone crisis in some of our traditional source markets. So we expect that there will be a bit of a dip, but I think the specific results will come out when we collate the figures from July to June this year.
Nonetheless, the East Africa region as a whole is performing well in the tourism sector, and commitment by member states towards regional integration is expected to boost the region's position in the global arena.
I think we are continuously realizing that we're better off doing business together than apart. And I saw that last week when we agreed to go back to that bilateral agreement. And I think that eventually will work out. Because through that agreement, I can see a lot of joint ventures going to happen in the next, the next few months. And that's the way to go.
We believe that by working closely with the rest of the East African communities, starting off with Rwanda and Uganda, and perhaps also at a later stage, Tanzania and Burundi, will make visitation into this region much more friendly, and also it will give much more value to the tourists who are coming into this destination.